everybody. How's everybody today? My name is Jeff Shoup, and I am the uncle to the man of the honor today, which gives me a right. He asked me on, I believe it was Tuesday, to come up here and be the MC today. And the most important question is, what do I wear? I no longer have my Boy Scout uniform anymore, so he asked me to wear a uniform. So I am a commissioned officer in the NOAA Corps, and I'm wearing the rank of captain right now, which also has eagles. And when I pinned on, I can remember that day, or the day I was told what it meant, or that I was going to get captain that day. And a colonel from the Air Force was the one who told me that I was going to be wearing it. And he said, well, you get to pin the birds on, and welcome to the flock. And so today I'm excited to say that we get to say to Anders, welcome to the flock. Today it's a time-honored tradition in which we recognize Anders Wolle for what only 4% of all scouts actually accomplish. A path, but here today, though, that we are here to honor not only Anders, but also the friends, family, and the fellow scouts that Anders was here. Like I said, it was only 4% of scouting that attained that rank, and I can remember the day still. It was a Saturday after Thanksgiving that I had my Eagle Court as well. And so it's definitely an honor to be standing here today to recognize Anders. And he doesn't know that by asking me as his uncle, I get to depart from the script as I so choose. And so I might have a couple stories from him throughout. There's been a couple trips cross country in cars, stopping at restrooms that stand out. That I'll tell that story later on, maybe after the ceremony. But kayaking with him at the cottage, and it goes without saying that when I can speak of the Scout law, Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. That to me, Anders signifies every single one of those traits. Maybe not the cleanliness, but you get what I'm saying there. I can think back, having lived here in Colorado with him for 3 years, about 10 years ago now, really got to see how Anders got to grow. In my job, I was able to move around quite a bit. And so I wasn't always here. The past 2 years, I don't think I've seen him in 2 years. And with COVID, obviously, we've had to watch from afar. But it truly has been an honor and a privilege to watch Anders grow into the young man that he has become. And and I know moving forward he is going to be extremely successful, assuming he maintains that Scout law of who he is, because if you looked in the Webster Dictionary, I'm pretty sure it would be his name next to that definition. As I also mentioned, it's a time, this honor tradition, to recognize the family and friends and the other scouts and the scoutmasters. It's a journey along the way to getting your eagle in the true Shoup Wolle fashion. Anders, just like I did, 4 weeks before my 18th birthday, Anders is slipping this one in right on time in true Shoup and Wolle fashion. And but that's not necessarily negative, that I look back at my high school career and look back on Anders' high school career, and you slip it in, you set a goal. A bad habit of mine is he who waits to the last minute only takes a minute, kind of thing. But at the same time, you look at what Anders accomplished throughout his career with choir and acting and Boy Scouts and church youth group, and to know that he is the guy back there right now working the video behind me and working everything for the church here, you can understand why it takes your full 18 years to get to this point. Only 4% of scouts attain the rank of Eagle. I know I've seen a couple others. So not only Eagles, I would like to see all the Eagles stand up as well as the Gold Stars. And you know who you are if you're a Gold Star. And I'm spotting a couple of scouts down here, gold stars, that didn't stand. So now I'm going to call you out and stand alone. And so if there are any others, please stand as well from Girl Scouts as well. You know, I can't help but look at that link there of Anders going across the aisle there to Linnea and Brianna and see a trend here of success and highlights in the future. So yeah, like I said, I'm the uncle, and I get to talk for as much as I want because they asked me to come up here. But I'll keep moving this along. Mr. Josh Hensley, would you please come forward to present the colors?
Color Guard, attention. Guests and scouts, please rise. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, halt. Please post the colors of the United States of America. Scout, salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2, please post the colors of Troop 1876. Color Guard, please return to rank. About face. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, halt. About face. Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath and law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2, Color Guard at ease. Audience, you may be seated.
Thank you. And now I'll call on Mr. Jason Gluckman, Scoutmaster of Troop 1876, to officially convene this Court of Honor.
I now declare this Court of Honor in session. Today we have the honor and pleasure of recognizing this candidate for the award of the Eagle Rank. This is an important and serious matter. In full awareness of the challenge of these times, the parents and the leaders of this candidate have labored long and faithfully to develop him to be alert and to participate in citizenship through the Scouting program. Their efforts accumulate tonight in the presentation of the Eagle Scout rank. The success of these efforts will become evident in the way the Eagle Scout will set their social patterns for all the lives he may touch.
Cody Elder will now present the invocation.
Please prepare yourself in the manner you are accustomed to. Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Anders. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and occasionally a little fun. Today, we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character this young man developed, and the service to our community he worked so hard to bring about. Little by little, month by month, and year by year, he was faithful, and we celebrate his faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask you for your blessing on Anders, his family, who supported and encouraged him, and his fellow scouts, who helped him along the way. Bless the scout leaders, Troop 1876, and all of those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with Anders as he takes these next steps in becoming the scout and the person you desire him to be. Amen.
Thank you, Cody. As we're beginning, let us take a look at 100 boys that joined Scouting. 12 will receive their first-time religious contact. 5 will earn their religious emblem. 2 will enter the clergy. 18 will develop hobbies that will last a lifetime. 8 will enter a career based on merit badges that they have done. 17 will become scout volunteers. 1 will use scouting skills to save a life of another person. 1 will use scouting skills to save his own life. 28 will continue lifelong hobbies that started in scouting. 4 will attend the rank of Eagle. I now call on Jim Austin to read the history of the Eagle.
I am the eagle. Since the beginning of time, man has used me and my brothers as a symbol of royalty, power, victory, authority, and valor. My strength and courage have inspired men through the ages. Ancient man looked upon me as an inveterate enemy of serpents. They saw the battle between the sun and clouds as battles between an eagle and a serpent. The ancient Assyrians associated me with Asher, the great sun god. I was held in awe and worshiped for my majestic beauty. In the Assyrian myths, I was a symbol of storms and lightning, and the god who carried souls to Hades. In India and Babylon, I was the symbol of fire, of wind and storms, and the bringer of immortality. In the golden age of Greece, I was a symbol of victory and supreme spiritual energy. I was the sacred bird of Zeus, the ruler of all gods. The Greeks represented me with wings outstretched, holding a serpent in my claws. Thus, I represented the triumph of good over evil. In Rome, I was the symbol of Jupiter, the supreme god. The Romans saw me as the symbol of victory. As the Roman legions conquered the world, they marched under the standard of the eagle with outstretched wings. The silver eagle was the symbol of the Republic, and the Roman Empire used the gold eagle as its symbol. I became the personal emblem of the Caesars, representing supreme authority. In the Middle Ages, I became the symbol of Germany, and as falconry flourished as a sport in Europe, only kings were allowed to hunt with an eagle. The rise of Christianity brought me still more honor. To the early Christians, the eagle was the symbol of ascension. This was due to the strong flight of the eagle with its gaze fixed on the sun. In early icons, I was best known as the symbol of St. John the Evangelist. In the 19th century, French troops under Napoleon conquered Europe under the symbol of the eagle. Many French soldiers gave their lives to protect the golden eagle, which supported the French flag on the battleground. On June 20th, 1782, I became the symbol of a new country. Because of my courage and beauty, I was chosen to symbolize the United States of America. The eagle became a prominent feature on the seal of State of the New Republic. From the early beginnings, I have been used in many ways to symbolize the ideals of this country. Several states have the eagle on their state flag. You can find me on the coins of America from the beginning to present day. I have a prominent place in America, as in ancient Rome, as a symbol of power and authority. The emblems of the president, vice president, several cabinet officers, and most branches of the armed forces center on the eagle. From the god of the Assyrians to the symbol of the Caesars to the emblem of this country, it is thus fitting that the eagle should have a part in the most momentous achievement of man. The Apollo 11 crew chose Eagle as the name for the lunar module, which was to make history. And with the words of Eagle Scout Neil Armstrong, "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Man was on the moon." In 1911, following a tradition as old as man himself, the Boy Scouts of America chose the eagle to symbolize the very highest achievement. Through all of history, I have been the symbol of man's best. Now the eagle is the symbol of scouting's best.
The eagle has landed. Gives me chills every time. I now call on Ashton Connor to lead us in the Scout Candle ceremony.
A scout is trustworthy. A scout tells the truth, he is honest, and keeps his promises. People can depend on him.
A scout is loyal. A scout is true to his family, friends, scout leaders, school, and his nation.
A scout is helpful. A scout cares about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward.
A scout is friendly. A scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other scouts. He offers his friendship to people of all races and nations and respects them, even if their beliefs and customs are different from his own.
A scout is courteous. A scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that using good manners makes it easier for people to get along.
A scout is kind. A scout knows there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. Without good reason, he does not harm or kill any living thing.
A scout is obedient. A scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules or laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobeying them.
A scout is cheerful. A scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy.
A scout is thrifty. A scout works to pay his own way and help others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property.
A scout is brave. A scout can face danger although he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
A scout is clean. A scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He chooses the company of those who live by high standards. He helps keep his home and community clean.
A scout is reverent. A scout is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
Thank you. Presentation of the rank. It is now time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award. Would Scoutmaster Jason Gluckman please come forward?
Anders, will you and your parents please come up? Anders, you're being congratulated for reaching the highest peak of the Eagle Trail. your diligence and hard work have paid off. If you, sweet. You have made Troop 1876 very proud. May the qualities that inspired you in this achievement continue to lead you on an even greater success in life. As an Eagle Scout, the eyes of all will be upon you. The traditions of the Eagle Scout are high. May you live up to those traditions, always guided by your scouting spirit. The Eagle badge you're about to receive is symbolic of this spirit of scouting. Would you please pin this on your son's uniform? Anders, pin this miniature badge over your mother's heart in recognition of her love, encouragement, faith, and trust in your future. As an Eagle Scout, may you never disappoint her. In addition, your father has stood by you over the years and offered his encouragement and dedication. As a symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this reward, I now ask that you present him the miniature eagle pin. Mr. Wolle, place this neckerchief around your son's neck to tell the world that you will continue to support him as he grows into a man.
I've had no practice with this, by the way.
We even bought the easy one.
No, oh. Alexander Charles Wolle, it's with distinct honor and pleasure that I present you with your Eagle Scout rank. Anders, you are now about to join the ranks of the Eagle Scout. Before doing so, however, we ask that you recommit yourself to Scouting's essential principles. I would now like to ask Mr. Jim Osland to come up and give the Eagle charge.
I don't know who worked harder, Anders for the last 18 years or Aaron, but I'm going to thank Aaron and Heidi and send them back with their press pass to the photographer's row. I'm going to ask all the Eagle Scouts once again to stand. And Anders, as I ask you to repeat the Eagle charge, I'm going to ask all these Eagle Scouts to reaffirm their charge and their commitment as well. Yeah. Scout sign. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize
I thoughtfully recognize
and take upon myself
and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of an Eagle Scout.
of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training and example,
to make my training and example,
my rank and my influence
my rank and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for better scouting
and for better citizenship
and for better citizenship
in my troop,
in my troop,
in my community,
in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
2. Eagle Scouts, y'all can be seated. So, Anders, you heard some words in there. Some of them you said at several hundred troop meetings probably, although in a little bit different order. And when you started this journey, probably they were words you were trying to memorize. And now I hope today that they have great significance and great meaning, and that you'll look back on your time in scouting when you hear those words again, and maybe hopefully continue to help young people in scouting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our brand newest Eagle Scout. Congratulations, buddy. Yeah.
Benefits of being an uncle, you get to be first and saying congratulations. Alrighty, yeah, Anders Wolle, the newest Eagle Scout. At this point in time, we'd like to invite anybody who might have a story or a comment to share about Anders to come forward. And here I thought being an uncle was the only person to get to do that. So if there's anybody who would like to come forward and say something, speak now or forever hold your peace. That's not true, you can tell them later too. But come on up, there we go. We've got a taker.
Hello, everybody. I think you're probably all expecting me to embarrass Anders, and I'm sorry to say that I don't have any terribly embarrassing stories about him. But I just wanted to say, you know, I've known Anders for a long time, since he was like this big. I'm a youth leader in the middle school youth group at this church, and I remember when Anders was in there, and he was he moved a lot faster than he does now, but I don't think he had as much momentum behind it. But I'm just really proud to see him, you know, reach the rank of Eagle Scout. it makes me remember the time that I earned mine, and good times with David back there, who I was in the same troop with. So just makes me really glad to see the tradition being carried on. So congratulations, Anders.
I don't know how long I've known the Woolleys, as long as I started going to the church, maybe 20 plus years ago, so even before Anders was around. But I would like to say, on the part of this church, I really think everyone here who is a membership or in community here can only say that this guy is quality. There's no other way to put it. To have a young man of his age do the things that he's done for the kingdom of God is amazing to me. And I want to thank you for that, Anders, but I just always think to myself, prayerfully, I am excited to see how God will use you in the future, in all the struggles that will come and all the joys. And I just want to say congratulations to you today, and to your parents, and to Bree and Linnea, who have all been there to support you. God bless you.
Anders, it is fantastic that you finally made it here. I know you were a little bit concerned about 18 sneaking up on you, but that wasn't going to stop you. Nothing will ever stop you. And I want to share a quick story about how amazing of a leader Anders is. Anyone who's familiar with Scouts knows that the Eagle Project is specifically the Eagle Leadership Project. You're not there to just build a bench. You're there to tell everyone else to build a bench. It's the best thing. But recently, we have here a holiday tradition called Christmas Spectacular. And the rest of the leaders, well, we didn't know what to do. Anders knew. He stepped to the plate, and we had the best Christmas Spectacular programs ever, largely in thanks to this man's absolute vision for how to make everything so fun. He has such a vision of energy and just an inspiration to make everyone just have a smile on their face. Anders, it has been such a genuine pleasure to get to know you. I cannot wait to see how you take that amazing, amazing energy and push it forward to the rest of your life.
So I will just briefly represent the Woolly side. Anders, it's just really cool. So proud of the young man you've become, the Christ follower you've become. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with you growing up since you decided to move to Colorado. Aaron. But it's really, I'm so excited to see what God has planned at Wartburg and beyond, and I just know it's going to be full of great things. Good job.
Hello, everybody. I'm Trip Baltz. I'm an assistant scoutmaster at Troop 1876, and I had the very rare privilege and honor to be serving as scoutmaster at the time that Anders was the senior patrol leader of the troop. And all the scouts and scout people in the room know what that means. But for those of you who aren't familiar with it, we say in Scouts that it's a youth-led organization. Troop 1876 is absolutely youth-led. So we serve the SPL, we would say. You know, if one of the younger guys who wasn't really familiar with that concept would come up and ask me or one of the other adult leaders a question, we would always say, Ask the SPL, right? And so it's a big responsibility. And we were on a trip one time. So I got to tell one scouting trip story, Anders. So we were on a trip called the Mini High, which is a 3-night backpack trip. And Anders was the elected SPL and was also going along on that trip and did a great job getting the youth up to our campground. So we got there shortly after lunch, and we had a lot of extra time. And we were camped at the base of a lake up on Mount Evans, beautiful place. And a lot of the guys had brought their fishing rods, so we went fishing, and some guys took naps, and anyway, beautiful afternoon. And I did a little fishing, and then I got back to the camp, and it was getting close to dinner time, and I said, "Where's Anders?" And one of the other boys said, "Well, he took a couple of guys on a hike around the lake." I said, "Okay." So then 15, 20 minutes went by, and I said, "Where is Anders?" And they hadn't shown up yet, So we're like, okay, well, why don't you guys get started, cooking, and I'm sure that our leader will show up eventually. And at one point, we finally said, where is our SPL? And we looked out across this lake. It was way above tree line, and we could see Anders. He was like this little speck on the other side of the lake with 2 other even smaller specks. And they were other scouts he had taken on his hike. So eventually, about an hour later, he showed up, and we were, at that point, halfway through making dinner, and I kind of took Anders aside. I said, "Anders, where were you? You're the SPL of this troop, and everyone's making dinner." And he said, "Well, Mr. Baltz, these 2 guys really wanted to go on a hike, so I knew that I had to kind of watch over them for the hike." So that was the kind of leader that he was, not to let some other scouts miss out on an extra hike, even though we had already backpacked into a place all day. So I hope you got enough of a hike on that trip. So congratulations, Anders.
First off, my apologies for keeping you from the donuts. That was intentional on my part. I really don't know where to start. I wanted to recognize the elders, Scott and Wendy. They were with Anders from when he actually was about this tall. And to get to this point, it takes the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts. I mean, and you're all, I've never been short of saying how appreciative we are of everything that you have all done to get Anders to this point. So from Heidi and I, we both appreciate that. As I look out into the audience, I see people that have had an amazing impact on Anders' life throughout. And I told my family, I even told Donna Stanley right before the service, she said, "How you doing?" I said, "Well, right now I'm okay, but I know I'm going to be an emotional wreck in about 30 minutes." So I'm trying to keep my composure here, but I truly just appreciate all of your influences in Anders' life. He has worked very hard to get through this and dealt with his mother and I, especially the last year without his sisters around. Being the only child, I know it was anything but a whole lot of fun. Although special memory for special thing with Anders and I, we go downstairs about 11 o'clock at night for the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And a couple of years ago, several years ago, they bought me the full series of Home Improvement. So we would watch between 1 and 2 episodes a night, sharing ice cream, eating chips, watching the episodes. And it finally came to fruition this year because he was Lurch at his high school, and he got to go, so cool. But in all honesty, thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you to my family, both the Shoops and the Wooleys, for making the trip out to this special occasion. And again, we just couldn't be more thankful for all of you and your impacts in their life. Thanks.
Yeah, I would say something bad, but I feel like I've been saying mean things to him for the rest of my life, so I guess I should probably say something nice today. I don't know, one thing that just comes to memory is Anders at the beginning of high school. He was very awkward, so I guess I am saying something mean. However, I used to make fun of him all the time for sitting with Linnea at lunch, for wanting to join choir because I thought that choir was my thing, and then he became better at me than singing. But like, he's really taken choir and youth group and everything and just like run with it and just put his heart and soul into everything that he does. And I have to say that I'm like super proud of your passion, Anders, and you're gonna go far. So good job, you're not awkward anymore. I'm not sure about that, but you're doing good things.
So when Anders was little, every once in a while you'd turn around and he would have fallen on the ground. And I'd be quick to turn and say, "Are you okay?" And he'd just lay there and he's like, I'm okay. And it happened throughout life as I watched his journey. If there was a roadblock in the way or something that was just in the off-beaten path, ask him, how is he doing? And he would say, I'm okay. So today, I think we celebrate that even when things don't go the way we think they might go, that those lessons that we learn through the agony of anxiety or stress, that we know when we are in community, that God-given community, that we are able to be okay. And then with those as our foundation, we are able to soar like eagles and go places beyond our dreams, somewhere far away. So thank you. Thank you for that gift of knowing, even in times of isolation or loneliness, that the community will allow us to totally be okay and soar. So soar.
You didn't hear that. Just checking. Anything to say? Anything to say? I'm sorry, what? heard a lot of words there. Fantastic, awesome, okay, I'm okay. Yeah, I hope not everybody gets a moment like this to appreciate a person like this. So I hope you can take this in a little bit, Anders, that you meant a lot to a lot of people, and it shows here today. But more importantly, it routinely shows every day, and that's what makes an eagle soar. So a lot of people here looking out for you. I also heard a lot of thanks out to the Scoutmasters, the fellow Scouts, the family, the friends. It's a journey, and couldn't be done without teamwork, leadership, and that can-do attitude. Do you have anything to say? The man of the hour.
Alrighty. I first off just want to thank you all for coming today. I know for some people it's a trek to get out here and everything, but to see everybody's faces and to know how loved and appreciated I am, it just means the world to me. So thank you for that. I have some individual thank yous as well. First off to God, I just want to thank him for putting me in this place at this time. I think this year threw us all for a loop, and I think the past 18 years has thrown me for a loop, but to be here right now and to have all the experience and memories that I've had in scouting with so many amazing people, I just give him all the glory for that. So, next up to my mother, who constantly nagged me, but did it out of so much love. Thank you so much. Thank you for always inspiring me, for taking me to see the world, and taking me just to places that I never even thought I could be. Thank you. To my dad, who always keeps my energy high, he always keeps me going. He gave me so much musical passion and passion for singing and music, and that changed the course of my life. So I wanted to thank him for being such an influential mentor and parent in my life. To my sisters, Linnea and Bree, although you may drive me crazy sometimes, you are still family, and you've always been... I'm just saying the facts right now, but from the bottom of my heart, I've loved being so close of age to you, and I missed you so much while you were away at college these past couple years, and I'm just so excited that you both could be here today, that you can, that you always just stand by me in whatever I do and encourage me. So, thank you. Next up, I want to thank my grandparents, Nana and Grandsir, and Farmore and Papa, for always, again, just keeping me going with what I'm passionate about. They're always the ones, I call them up and I tell them the next thing I've done, and they're always in tears, they're happy, and they're such great mentors in my life, so thank you so much for that. To my family who flew out here from other places, Uncle Eric, Aunt Misty, and Leanne from the Wolle side, and Uncle Ubby, Aunt Megan, Abby, and Gavin, I wanted to say thank you for your love and your drive to come out here and to make this event such a special time for me, so thank you. Special thank you to my Uncle Ubby for stepping in last minute and just always being there for me, being willing to take on responsibilities, and for showing me what it means to be an Eagle Scout. To my Aunt Tanta, thank you so much for inspiring me. Religiously is the biggest thing that comes. Your passion for God and your willingness to preach the word towards other people has helped me grow in my faith exponentially, and I can't thank you for all the memories that you've provided, for all the times you've come to my musicals and choir concerts. It means the world to me, so thank you for that. I wanted to thank my friends that are here today, all my friends from Ralston Valley. Thank you for accepting me for who I am, even though I may still be awkward at some points. You all have embraced that part of me and have kept me going through 4 years of high school, and so thank you all for doing that. Then to 4Cs, my church home for over a decade now. Thank you to everyone in the congregation who stood by me, who gave me opportunities to stand up here and preach, who gave me opportunities to sit in the back and run tech. All those things have just helped me grow into the person that I am today. Specifically to my youth leaders, Claire and Brian, and to my small group leaders, David and Derek, I'm just so thankful for how you've shaped me, how you've helped me grow in my faith, and how, again, you've taken me to see different places around the world, and I'm just so grateful for the impact in my life that you've made. And then, second to last one, to all my teachers, you've been some of the most inspirational people in my life. As many of you know, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, so every teacher I've had, I've looked up to tremendously. And I love the teachers that I've had have inspired me in that they've accepted me for who I am, and they've allowed me to take my talents and my gifts and have let me flourish in those and have given me those opportunities too. So I wanted to thank all my teachers as well. Now I would like to invite up, before that, Troop 1876 for being my troop home for the past 6 years now, I believe. I'm just so thankful to every Boy Scout, every leader in that troop who's inspired me to keep going with scouting. It gets rough at some points, and there's some camping trips that I would never go on again. But you've kept my energy high, my spirits high, and have shown me what it means to do scouting. Now I would like to invite up a few leaders who have been, a few scoutmasters and assistant scoutmasters who have been there tremendously for me. So, Mr. Glumac, would you please come up? For those of you who don't know, this is an Eagle Mentor pin, and so these next couple that I'm giving out are to the leaders in the troop who have just really helped me get to this point and have been so influential in getting me here. So, thank you, Mr. Glumac.
Thank you.
Mr. Jarks, is he here today? I didn't see him. All right, no worries. Mrs. Elder. Mrs. Elder is one of the most organized people I know. If you do not know, for our troop, she handled all the blue cards, which are a responsibility in themselves, getting everything signed off and making sure you don't lose any of the pieces and making sure all the requirements and advancements are in place. So, thank you so much. Mr. Baltz. As Mr. Baltz said, he was the scoutmaster when I was the SPL, and he always was encouraging me and helping me move forward with any of the plans we had to do, whether it was planning trips or just getting a meeting out every single week. He helped me through all of that, so thank you. And finally, Mr. Oslin. Mr. Oslin was like a second mother to me. He is the one I would fear every Sunday coming to church because if I ever saw him and made eye contact with him, he would come over to me and go, "How's your eagle coming? Come on, come on. Only a couple more months. Come on, how's it coming? How's it coming?" So, with all that, thank you so much for getting me to this point.
Pleasure's mine.
Alrighty. And with that, I would like to invite Cody Elder to say the benediction for us.
Please prepare yourself in the manner you are accustomed to. Dear God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to a better scouting where all may participate, a commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Anders' future endeavors. Walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here today be committed to Scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Anders, always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
Mr. Hensley, would you please come retire the flags?
Color guard, attention. Audience, please rise. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Please retrieve the colors of Troop 1876. Please retrieve the colors of the United States of America. Scout salute. Color guard, reform rank. About face. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. 2. Color guard at ease. Audience, you may be seated.
If you're here, that means you were something important in Anders' life. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for all that you've done to bring him to this point. You're invited to a refreshments in the Fellowship Center following this. Thank you again, and Anders, welcome to the flock.